Hey there everyone, we're going to be going back to Kefka for one more clear, probably the last clear for a while. I've done this boss a whole bunch of times at this point. We're going to be using Malphasie this time, who's a little bit of an older DPS, to see if she can get it done. And for my own Malphasie, I'm going to be using only TMR and below gear, so no super TMRs on my Malphasie. But the rest of the team, like the tanks and stuff, are using pretty much whatever. So we're going to be doing the usual stuff, you know, Charlotte with provoke, evasion, and some spirit so she can cover the stuff. We're going to be doing Folka for immunity buffs. She can also do barriers and on-demand or cooldown mitigations as like a backup as needed. We're going to use Lotus Mage Fina. She's going to be for filling limit gauge, resistance buffs, stat buffs, re-raise, just overall support. This team is really LB heavy. So Fina is a great choice to fill the team's limit burst gauges. Beryl is going to be our breaker. Now I'm choosing him over Kryla because his final doink has one turn of basically 80% breaks, which is a little bit stronger, and I'm going to try to time that up to make that land on the big, like, dancing mad turn, so we survive easier. Other than that, he'll just be breaking and drawing those hyperdrives during the threshold turns. We're going to use Malphasie. Like I mentioned, mine is only using TMRs. We're not using any super TMRs on my Malphasie to see if she's still good enough to clear trials within the turn limit. But the friend we're taking, of course, you know, your friend, you always want to grab the best friend possible. So we're taking Elmsmore, who is geared kind of crazy. This is a really well-geared friend, you know. But for that, you only need to ask on, like, you know, Discord, Reddit, you know, forums, maybe Facebook or something. Try to find a good friend to help you out if you don't have anyone better. Of course, if you got, like, you know, Awakened Rain or anything new, that's probably a better choice. But I'm going to go ahead and skip these statue fights because they're pretty easy no matter what DPS you use. You can use a super old DPS and these statues won't give you any problems. So we'll come back when these statues are done. Alright guys, we're now on the Kefka battle. We did the statues in 3 turns apiece. You know, the statues are really, really easy. There's no point in showing them. It's making the video longer. Alright, so here comes our ambush, which is going to drop us all to 1 hit point. And like I mentioned, this team is, you know, pretty heavy on their limit burst utility. So this first turn, we're going to use a whole bunch of limit burst. We're going to limit with Charlotte for the mitigation and cover. We're going to limit with Beryl for the break. And we're going to limit with both the Malphasies to unlock their good chaining. Okay. And because the boss breaks on turn 1, I'm going to use Folka to give us full break immunity and all the, you know, debuff immunities as well. So Flowing Waters and Sobering Waters. And because the team got hit really, really hard with the gravity, we'll just go ahead and Cure Age of that. And I guess we'll re-raise on Charlotte. She's not going to die, so it's kind of pointless, but, you know, Fina has a dual cast, Fina has infinite mana, so why not? Alright, so we don't have a defense or spirit buff this turn. It shouldn't matter because turn 1's pretty minor. Not a whole lot going on here. Yeah, we're fine, as you can see. Okay, so the Kefka has natural dark resist, so we'll be doing wind damage with Malphasies. Alright, so we didn't Imperil yet, so mine's going to dual cast the Aerial Die for the Imperil, and we'll do the good Raucous Storm, while the friend will just do a double cast of the Raucous Storm. Before I do that, we'll have Fina do a Divine Veil for resistances and a Shining Shear. We're not going to push the threshold this turn, I'm 99.9% sure. So we're going to go ahead and Knight's Command. Just on the somehow off chance we did push the threshold, I'll go ahead and dual cast attack with Beryl to draw those hits to himself. Alright, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to push 20% in one turn. You know, it wasn't that far off though, and actually my Malphasie was using one of her casts for a weakened peril, not the good change. We're definitely going to push it next turn. So we want to, let's see here. You know, I guess Folka can just reload. we'll just refresh the resist buff that gives us a shield and all. Okay. So we're gonna get a Light of Judgment this turn. He might have already cast that without even paying attention. I think he did, but it doesn't even matter. Alright, so we're definitely pushing a threshold this turn. So let's go ahead and trigger those counters to the barrel. Let's have Fina and Trust over to Malphasie, because one of them is not getting lucky with crystals. My Malphasie will swap to just double Raucous Storm. Go ahead and chain this up. This will push that 80% threshold. Yep. Charlotte, I guess you can refresh your limit here. Polka. We're gonna get... Yeah, we're gonna get the Fallen Angel. There's no point in healing. We'll just refresh our barriers. Alright, so Barrel's gonna get hit twice. And then the highest attack is one of the Malphasies. I'm not sure which one, doesn't really matter, because both of them are going to have a barrier to survive this Fallen Angel. Heartless Angel. Downfall is the follow-up attack. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's super easy. Alright, so let's go ahead and break the boss again. And it's time to refresh the Limit Burst on Malphasie. You've got a Limit Burst with Malphasie every third turn for her rotation. It's a little restrictive, but with someone like Fina on the team, it's pretty easy to pull off. And the Limit Burst turn is a very low damage turn. So we took a bunch of damage here. We'll just Barrier and Serpent Guard. Doesn't really matter which heal we use. And we'll use Fina to continue refilling Limit Gauge for everyone, while Charlotte will refresh her... Actually, no, what I should have done is given a Limit Fill buff. I'm going to do that right now. Limit Fill Rate with Charlotte. I should have done that before I chained. My mistake. It's fine. We've got three turns before we need to get a limit again. Okay, so we're going to push the threshold again next turn. We'll use Barrel to double cast some attacks and trigger that counter attack so we don't lose the Malphasies. So is the boss is still in peril, so we don't need to refresh that. So we'll just go ahead and... Nope, wrong skill. Not that it really matters. We'll go ahead and hit twice with Barrel to trigger those counters to himself. And then the Malphasies, well, because we've already got the Imperil up, we'll just do a double Raucous Storm. This should push him close to 50, you won't push him all the way. Okay, perfect. Charlotte will limit again here. Let's see, Fina will... We'll refresh Divine... You know, we don't really need Divine Veil. No, because Malphasie's buff... Yeah, the Malphasie's buff their own attack and magic, and Charlotte's buffing our defensive spirits. But actually, we don't even need Divine Veil. It's kind of a waste. So we'll just double Shining Cheer for more limit fill. And Folka will give us those barriers again, because we push the threshold. Okay. Heartless Angel, not a problem. And then Downfall, we've got Focus Barriers, no one dies, pretty easy. I guess we'll go ahead and refresh the break with Barrel. Let's see. Malphasies will... I'll refresh the Imperil this turn and chain, because we're going to push this threshold easily. Left Raucous Storm. We've got Limit Burst on people that need it. We're going to push the threshold, so we don't really need healing. Fina will just double Shining Cheer again. Let's see, Charlotte will give us a Limit Fill buff before we chain. Let's go ahead and do this. Folka this turn will use white magic to give re-raise, and she'll top off the team with Curasia. So she'll Curasia, and she'll re-raise on Charlotte because we pushed a threshold here. Alright, so the boss is going to buff, and that's it. To make sure Charlotte doesn't die, even though she had re-raise anyway, but we're gonna guard her regardless. We're going to use this mitigation turn to refresh our limit burst with the Malphasies. This is going to be an AoE magic attack, and then it's going to do a dispel on our team. Alright, I was kind of hoping to get Barrel's limit here, but actually we do have it. So we'll Shining Cheer, and really we literally don't need Manitopia. We'll just Shining Cheer twice. We'll final doink here. That way Barrel has 2 turns to trigger those thresholds as needed. Folka is going to... Like, we really don't need anything, it doesn't matter. And we're getting dispelled anyhow in a second. Okay, here's the Forsaken and the Vengeance. We got dispelled. Nice counterattacks to fill our limit gauges back up. We'll refresh all the buffs. So we'll limit with her. We're going to hit twice with Barrel, so he draws those counterattacks in case we push the threshold here, which we probably will, to be honest. Alright, Folka, we need immunities. So let's do Flowing and Sobering. This is turn 8. Turn 8's a pretty safe turn. The only dangerous turns are odd turns. And we're probably pushing a threshold anyway. Let me chain with the Malphasies and confirm that we push that. Well, we got dispelled. No, so I want to use Fina to Divine Veil and Shining Cheer. Who has the highest defense on this team? They're going to get... like Folka does. Yeah, Folka has the highest defense. Okay, so let's Divine Veil and Shining Cheer. That's going to give us some buffs. Now, Malphasie will... How's the boss in peril looking? Oh, he's already imperiled. Okay, so we're good. So we'll just go straight damage. Raucous Storm twice. So this will definitely push the Fallen Angel. But Barrel already drew those counterattacks, so it's not going to matter. Perfect. Alright, here's the Hyperdrive. And Heartless Angel. Alright, Downfall should be to Mouth, and then Folka. Perfect. No deaths. I like that. So the boss is still imperiled, right? Yeah, 3 turns. We're good. So we're just gonna Raucous Storm twice. Let's go for it. Push that last threshold. I'm gonna save Barrel's Limit Burst, because I want it for the Fallen Mad turn. Okay, very good. Let's see. I want an AoE re-raise for the safety. So we're going to use Folka to heal the team. And just heal, that's all that matters. We'll do Knight's Command with Charlotte. And again, Barrel, we don't need anything. So we'll just guard, doesn't matter. I want to use Barrel's Limit Burst on this Fallen Mad turn. So we take less damage. Alright, how are the Malphasies looking? Do I think the Malphasies can survive? You know, worst case scenario, the Malphasies die, and I don't care. Barrel, let's final doink. Let's go ahead and guard Charlotte, just in case. Yeah, let's unlock their chain this turn. It's a low damage turn anyway. And then I'll use Fina to refill the engage on everyone. Alright, Fina, let's fill some limit gauges on people with double Shining Cheer. Now, the only ones that are at risk of dying this turn are the Malphasies. So Folka will give us barriers, or barrier, and just refresh all her immunity buffs. Alright, so hopefully the Malphasies, mine's the only one at risk of dying, and if mine dies, it's fine. I'll just, I'll get carried by the friend for the rest of the fight. I've got re-raise. Alright, Dancing Mad. Might survive. Nope. 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 That's okay. So I lost my unlocks, but it's no big deal. Alright, so I lost everything. So we're gonna, it's turn 11. Turn 11's a real dangerous turn, actually. Let me think. Yeah, turn 11's a dangerous turn. It's gonna be a Dancing Mad again, probably. So let me do this. Let me guard Barrel so he survives. I think the best way to handle this. Turn 11's an odd turn. Odd turns, I want physical mitigation. So we're gonna barrier and physical mitigate. My Malphasie we'll feast for the crows for the super mitigation, and then we'll aerial dive. Friend will feast with the crows for physical mitigation or for general mitigation. And then we'll Raucous Storm. Because this is a dangerous turn, and I want to make sure that the Malphasies don't die here. Alright, almost certainly mine won't die a second time, so we're gonna Shining Cheer. I guess there is a possibility. I'm going to assume my Malphasie lives. I'm not going to re-raise him. Also, it's possible that the boss doesn't even use Dancing Mad. Oh, good, Light of Judgment. So he didn't Dancing Mad this turn. Double Light of Judgment. That's fine. He won't do that again for 3 more turns. Yeah, that was a real dangerous turn. It would look like if he had Dancing Mad, I would have died, but he didn't, so I'm okay. He broke my stats though. That was rude. All right, let's see here. How's our cooldown looking? Okay, we've still got Raucous Storm. He broke my stats though. That really sucks. I don't like that. I guess I can fix that with Folka. Yes, use Folka's limit here to fix that stat break and heal the team a little bit. Okay, Folka's limit burst is terrible. I must have never leveled it. I don't think I did actually. All right, let's light. I think it's time for Barrel to use his limit. All right, we're gonna Raucous Storm. Oh, that's right. Mine never got Raucous Storm unlocked. So mine will just, yeah, I imperiled last turn, so we're good on imperiled for 3 turns. So I'll just, Turmoil, which is more damage than a regular chain, and then Raucous Storm. And Fina, let me do this before I do anything else. Yeah, alright, so we're going to kill this guy next turn, which means we don't need to worry about limit first. So Fina will just dual cast a heal and a re-raise on my Malphasie. This is an even turn 12. This turn is no danger at all. He's going to do 1 Light of Judgment and a few AoEs, and that's it. It's like 0 risk. There's the Light of Judgment, and that's all he's going to do. Some hyperdrives. Yeah. Next turn, the dangerous turn. And a double Havoc Wing, which would really rock Charlotte's world if she wasn't evading, but she is. So we don't care. Okay. I could limit here and get my limit again, but I'm not going to bother. So we're just going to Turmoil. And Friend is actually not imbued. We've been using innately wind attacks. So we're going to have to Arrow Drive to imbue him, and then Turmoil. So let's go ahead and do that, and probably win right here. Yep, we got it. 13 turns. Okay. So Malphasie is pretty good choice here. That Feast of the Crows to give me that mitigation on that Dancing Mad turn made it so we survived. Her damage is really good. You got to Limit Burst a whole lot with her to keep her damage going, but Lotus Mage Fina is like the best unit in the game for supporting Limit Burst. You know, I'm not going to mention Ignis. But yeah, that worked out pretty well. Pretty easy. And my Malphasie had no Super TMRs for DPS. So an old DPS can still get the trial done if you're using a pretty good friend and a good support team. Alright, I will see you guys next time.